glute day. Again, it's always glute day. This workout was surprisingly hard. I didn't expect to sweat half as much as I did, which is cool. I started off with 3 sets of 12 to 15 narrow leg press, and then on the 15th rep or the 12th rep, can't remember which one I chose in the end, I did 5 extra partial reps. My second and third sets I ended up doing like 10 extra partial reps because it just felt so much nicer. So I did a couple of warm-up sets before I started and then got straight in on this. It was good. I didn't lift crazy heavy. I was more, again, focusing on the squeeze, which is what we like. So really getting the glutes fired up and ready for everything to come. The next exercise was lunges on the Smith machine. Normally I would choose not to do them on the Smith, but I think it's good. I mean, I didn't have to worry about my balance or anything, especially when I got tired. So it was good. It felt, because you're swapping legs, it feels like a superset. So I tried to rest as little as possible, just kept on going for it. I wasn't really coming all the way up. I was keeping the tension on. And I did 12 on each side. I was like 10 to 12, but I just pushed for 12. I increased my weight after the first set because it just wasn't quite enough. And then my next exercise was the, I don't know what you call it, kickbacks, but on a machine instead of with the cable. And I thought, well, this is probably really easy. I'm not really getting my heart rate up, but because I was barely resting, I did one side then the other side. And then also you're supporting leg, keeping it slightly bent and trying to stay stable. You're working your glute anyway. So I was knackered. I was really sweaty. I couldn't believe it. So I did 3 sets. On the last set I did a drop set. And I'm going really, really slow, so that at like the furthermost point I'm tensing my butt as hard as I can. So I'm really trying to just activate. As I said in my last sort of leg video, I want my bum to be in proportion with my legs. I feel my legs are quite big, so I'm trying to really build my butt. You can see my heart rate is like 84%, which is really quite high, seeing as I'm just like pretty much isolating. I was trying not to use my quads too much, just really trying to focus. And they couldn't find a cuff, so I had these weird like ankle straps, which took me a while to figure out they actually full on like stirrup around your foot, and it's really good. They feel really secure. I much prefer them to a cuff, which is cool. On this, I didn't film that much just because I know I did, but they were really messy. I could barely stand up. So yeah, just simple cable kickback. Again, same issue. My supporting leg was knackered, so it was good. It felt like it was constantly really hard. I couldn't stand up. I'm actually holding on for dear life and making the ugliest face, which is pretty. It's good. See, 86%, 87%. Oh my god, yeah, I was knackered. And this is the final exercise, the classic abduction machine. Unfortunately, in this one, I couldn't get the pads all the way into like the first notch, so it looks like I'm doing a really, really tiny rep range, and it's actually because if I go too far in, the weights just came down because I couldn't actually get the pads to start off smaller. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, so 3 sets, sat really far forward, stuck my balance, squeezed as hard as I could, made ugly faces, and felt like I couldn't walk after.